so much for coming along and showing your interest in AgTech innovation. Just to get started, just to let you know and give you some context about what this is and why we are doing this. So I'm Eloise, and I'm from ThinkLab, which is part of the University of Adelaide. We are the business incubator of the university. So we look after startups and students with entrepreneurial ideas, staff, etc. We have 5 of these ThinkLabs, of which 3 of them are in South Australia, and one of those is in the Riverland, and that's called ThinkLab Loxton, and that's where we're running this AgTech Innovation Bootcamp. We've been up in ThinkLab Loxton for about 2 years, supporting the community up there, supporting a number of different businesses, and also running a number of different entrepreneurial and AgTech seminars as well. And this is our latest offering that we're running up in the Riverland, and this is in partnership with the Department of Primary Industries and Regions and ThinkLab at the university. So it's very exciting. So what we're doing is, to give you a little bit of history, in May last year, I went on a bus trip with a number of AgTech startups and researchers and people from government and university up to the Riverland, and we visited a number of different farms. And the purpose of that trip was to really find out what the main issues that the farmers in that region were facing, and how technology could be adopted to help solve some of those problems. So we visited a number of those farms, and we had a workshop, and we really went through with some of the farmers as well, really went through what those problems were. And we came up with a series of problem statements, which I'll share with you in a moment. But the purpose of this bootcamp is to take that the next step further. So rather than just work out what those problems are, we now want to actually get people working on those problems and coming up with solutions to those problems. So we will be running this bootcamp over June 15th and 16th to really get teams together to work on those solutions. What we're looking for is anyone can be involved in this. Now, you don't have to be an AgTech expert. You don't have to be an entrepreneur. You just have to be someone that likes to be around people, get involved, coming up with solutions and ideas, and we'll help you. Which we'll go through in a minute. We'll have a number of people there to help you with your ideas and get you started on those. So it's really open to everyone. So I encourage you to, form a team. You can come in on your own, but form a team with friends and family as well, or colleagues, and bring a team along and really work on this together. So what I'm going to do is, my colleague Tanya Jane is here with me. She's going to go through some of the more details of the bootcamp in terms of what we'll be doing on each day, some of the problem statements, and some of the logistical details. So I'll hand her over in a minute. But I just wanted to mention as well that we do at the moment have one sponsor on board, and that is the Renmark Irrigation Trust. And they're offering a $1,500 prize. Tanya will run through those prizes in a moment, but a big thank you to the Renmark Irrigation Trust for sponsoring this as well. So I'm going to slide you over to Tanya, because we're working off the one laptop today in the one room. So just bear with me, and then Tanya will take it from here.
Hello, everyone, and thanks, Eloise. So I guess I'll take it from here. So thanks everyone for coming. It's really great to see you here. And like we said, we're really excited about running this event up in Renmark. So I first wanted to talk you through a few of the key details of the event. So this will be published on our website too. And for those who do register, we'll send you all an information pack with all of these details and more details as they come about. But for now, the key information is it's free to participate. So there's no registration fee to enter. We'll be hosting the event at the Renmark Club, which is a beautiful event space on the Riverland along the river in Renmark. There's lots of accommodation nearby within walking distance of different eateries and stuff if you wanted to explore when you're there. Also, the event will be run across 2 different days. So like Eloise mentioned, it's on the 15th of June. That'll be our first session, and that's an evening session. So that will run from 4 p.m. to 8 p.m. in the Renmark Club. There's also Thursday, which will be a full day session. So this will be quite a big day for everyone, but I think it'll be really fun and exciting. It's going to be 9 a.m. to 7:30 p.m. The boot camp itself for that session is from 9 till 5. And then after that, we'll have a bit of an event where people are pitching. And I'll talk you through the schedule a bit more in a minute, which I have a slide for that. But also I wanted to draw your attention to meals being included. So thanks to the sponsorship through PIRSA and the partnership with us with PIRSA and ThinkLab. We'll be covering everyone's registration. We'll be covering meals for the 2 days. We're also going to be providing transportation up from Adelaide. So if that is a concern for anyone, feel free to ask a question at the end if you want to, but basically we'll provide a bus and we'll meet at a designated location, and we'll head up there. We'll leave on midday on Wednesday, and we'll come back early in the morning on Friday. So yeah, there'll be transportation included if you'd like to get bussed up there with us. So I guess next I wanted to talk about, hang on, oh, here we go, the key challenges. So basically, like Eloise said, I was also on that bus last year. We met with some really amazing farmers. It was really great to get on the ground with them and sort of hear their real challenges from their farm and from their position up there. So a couple of the ones that we've selected as key challenges for this event are picking approaches. So I think a lot of you might be familiar with what fruit picking is. There's picking in all different areas in the Riverland. So there's picking of citrus is one of the main ones, almonds, picking of grapes, because the Riverland is one of the largest grape growers as well in the region. And a lot of picking that's done, it can be inefficient. There can be difficulties with access to labour. There's a lot of different reasons why picking needs to be innovated, or we need to come up with new solutions for that. So our key challenge question for that one is, how can we innovate picking and harvesting and minimise expenses and crop damage while we're doing that? And there'll be a lot more detail that we'll send out in advance for you to, if you want to sit there and come up with some kind of ideas around that in advance coming up to the boot camp. And we're happy to answer any and all questions about that too, if you have anything. When activating RIT vacated land is the second one. And as Eloise mentioned, one of our sponsors is the Renmark Irrigation Trust, and that's what RIT stands for. And basically, they proposed this challenge, and that's what they're sponsoring specifically. The Renmark Irrigation Trust has a number of vacated blocks under their, I guess, in their jurisdiction. These blocks have access to limited water, but we're really looking for, are there any creative ways that we can make this land productive and also increase the biodiversity and just diversity of the Riverland's horticultural industry using these blocks rather than them just sitting there unused. So that's run about increasing productivity in the region on these blocks of land that, yeah. So there's more details about that we can share as well later. And the third is access to data and digitization. And this is always a really big one for farmers. So a little bit of context on this. There are a lot of issues with access to data. This can range from internet connection, how do you get data? Sometimes people are still doing processes on paper. So how do we think about digitizing data for them? And also they sometimes have concerns about how do you transfer and use data between different data platforms, etc., data interoperability, and also how do we just educate different people on why data is important and processes that you can put into place to start collecting that digitally and getting the most out of that and optimizing the use of their data on farm and helping that to use that to optimize their yields, I guess, and productivity, etc. So yeah, so the question for that one is, how do we make data more accessible, usable, and valuable to the community? And that's a very open question. So that I'm sure there are so many different ideas people could have or solutions that we could try. We can provide a little bit more, some links to some of the research out there, etc., on that too, if people need that, to sort of think about that more. But yeah, so those are our key challenges. Basically, what we're hoping for is that people can select one of those key challenges. Potentially, you can come up with an idea in advance, or if you do have no idea, this is a great way to work into the schedule here. So on the first day, I'm going to be talking through our schedule now. 4 p.m. we'll start. This will just be a welcoming introduction to the boot camp in general. We'll then have one of our experts, who I'll show you a picture of her after, intro us to AgTech and what it means. So if you have no idea about AgTech, that's also fine. We'll have a session on that to get you up to speed. Then we'll be doing something called a Lego Serious Play Workshop. And this is where you can sort of start introducing yourself, what you understand about AgTech, etc. That'll be a really fun, playful, creative session for everyone. Then we'll be providing dinner, and then we'll be starting to form teams. So as Eloise mentioned, you can come up with a team in advance, but if you haven't got one and you just come up on your own, we'll be helping people come together into teams and pick one of the challenges to solve for the following day. And then we'll also be providing a little bit of a speed dating with mentors, we're calling it. We have a number of awesome industry experts and mentors that will be coming down or down there already participating in the bootcamp. We'd really love to match you specifically with a mentor that can help you out throughout the following day. Yeah, so the first day is a little bit of a welcome, get to know each other, a little bit of networking, a little bit of get the creative juices flowing with the workshop and understand a bit more about AgTech. For the following day, if I can just get the screen to change. Oh, hang on, here we go. For the following day, that'll be the big day. And what we're going to be doing on that day is really knuckling down and spending a lot of time trying to build out solutions to some of these challenges. And so first of all, we start you off with a bit of an informational topic. So we'll have two of our experts that'll be talking you through, you know, emerging technologies, how to do prototyping, and we'll provide you with some of the tools and tips of what you can start to work with throughout your bootcamp sessions to start building out some solutions, or, you know, starting to brainstorm what the potential solution could look like long term. Then we'll have 2 hours for team working time. So this is when you can really put your heads together, start working on these things, you know, building some wireframes of apps or whatever it is you decide to pursue for your solution. Then we'll have a checkpoint. And so after people have been put their heads down for a few hours, we'll get everyone to do like a 30 seconds or 1 minute pitch of what you're up to so far. Is there anything you're having trouble with, etc. And we can work through that. We can reshuffle mentors depending on what you need, etc. Then we'll have lunch. That's only 45 minutes. This might be subject to change. Maybe it'll be 30 minutes. But what we'll do is, if you haven't had enough time to finish your lunch, you can just bring food back to your tables and keep eating that while you're finishing working. So then after lunch, we'll jump back into more team working time, and we'll really spend a little bit more time there, taking on any feedback that you got during the checkpoint. If you've got a new mentor to work with or have anything specific to go through, spending another hour doing that as a team. Then we will talk about the next topic, which is about pitching. So we'll provide you with an expert we've got here in ThinkLab who's really great, and we'll provide a pitch workshop. They'll talk you through how to effectively communicate, how to pitch in general, and how to pitch to specific audiences. And then you have some team working time to sort of come up with a pitch that you will be delivering at the end for winning prizes. So don't worry, it's not a long pitch. It's probably only about 3 minutes with a couple of minutes questions. So we'll provide you with some templates and frameworks and things that you can also work within to help build a pitch within that time frame. Yeah, and then at 4 p.m, we'll have you go in front of a little panel of judges that we've got, also some experts and some of our sponsors, and you'll do your 3-minute pitch to them, and then you'll have some questions. And then we'll have the judges deliberate on the winners for the prizes directly after that. And we will award you with prizes, whoever wins at the award ceremony. And then we'll have drinks and networking. And I think that would be really a lot of fun that evening as well. So that will be from about 5:20 to 7:30. And then, yeah, 7:30 p.m. we'll end our day. Free to do whatever you want after that. And I'll just let you know that the next morning, if you do happen to be coming back on the bus with us, we'll probably leave at 8 a.m. the next morning. But these details will all be finalised, and we'll send like a welcome pack or an info session pack, an info pack to whoever signs up as well. So you'll get more details about that. Yeah, so if you have any questions about those things, please stick around and ask them at the end, or feel free to reach out to Eloise or myself individually. We will provide you with an email address. I think you have the ThinkLab email address, which is where the emails have been coming from, but we'll give you our personal ones too. You can reach out with any questions, thoughts, or ideas. But yeah, so some of the experts and mentors we've got, we're really excited about. So we have Grant Hull. He's going to be our lead facilitator. He's going to be running the sessions over the 2 days. Grant has his own software company, but he's also worked with ThinkLab in a number of ways, and the University of Adelaide. So he helps us run some workshops on prototyping and building out digital solutions already. This goes to students at the university, and he's really great at facilitating that. So I'm sure he'll be able to answer any questions or also help out throughout the day with helping you build some of your solutions. We're also really excited to have Emma Leonard. So Emma is doing her PhD currently in AgTech and AgTech solutions and digital ag. And she's going to be the one providing the little bit of a workshop, getting you up to speed on what AgTech is and what it means and etc. And she can answer any and all questions on that as well. And Emma's really passionate about digital ag and AgTech and how do we work better with farmers to provide solutions. So she's a really great expert to have there to help people formulate solutions that are actually going to be valuable for farmers. We've also got Frank and Tom. So Frank will be doing our Lego Serious Play. He's a great facilitator. And Tom is going to be talking us through pitching and how to communicate effectively. We have a number of other experts and mentors too that will work through us throughout the day. I'll leave some of that for a bit of detail that we can put into the info packs that we'll send you all, so you can do a little bit of reading on the backgrounds of these guys, but they're all awesome mentors. We're really looking forward to having them there facilitating and mentoring you guys. All right, awesome. So I guess I'll jump into prizes now. So this is one of my last slides, so bear with me. So for prizes, there's 3 different types of prizes that we'll be offering. So there'll be a general category, and basically what we'll be doing is there'll be a number of different teams, and we'll be providing a cash prize for first, second, and third place. So the first prize is $2,000 cash. That also includes incubation at Think Lab. So that will be taking your idea to the next level again. So you'll be coming up with some basic prototypes or some ideas for prototypes in the bootcamp. And then we'd really love to have you in Think Lab to start working through everything else for that if you want to pursue it and continue. So building business models, working with mentors and experts to build out a business around your solution, and really then start being able to implement that in the Riverland region and get customers. So that would be something that we'd love to help people pursue at the end of it. Second prize, $1,000 cash. Third prize, $500 cash. So there are some nice cash prizes there. We've also got the sponsored prize. So like I mentioned, Renmark Irrigation Trust are kindly providing a $1,500 cash prize specifically to sponsor that middle key challenge around activating vacated land. Then we've got a high school stream as well. So we'll also have a high school prize, and that one's still in the works. That still should be finalized. And I think I should also mention, just in case Trisha's here, because I know Trisha Yandel from Loxton High School was going to be attending, but if she didn't make it, she'll see the recording. So we do have a schedule for the high school students as well. That's a little bit different to the general, but I'll provide that to the high schools that are participating leading up to the event, and I'll work with them on that schedule to make that as effective as it can be for the students. So never fear, we also have a student, high school student schedule. So that's in the works as well. But yeah, I think that's basically everything. So really, please stick around and ask any questions you might have. We'd love to hear from you. Please, if you're keen on the bootcamp, which I hope all of you are now after listening to me talk for a good 20 minutes, then please scan the little QR code here, register for the bootcamp, ask any questions you may have. Here's the Think Lab email address, and also you can access the Eventbrite website if you'd like to for that. But yeah, I think I might pass it over to you guys now. Feel free to ask any questions. No question is too silly. For the bootcamp itself, no idea is too silly, no idea is too early. We're really just keen, like Eloise said, to get really people that like to build solutions or would love to make an impact in agriculture and using technology to improve agricultural practices and the future of our food production, etc. So yeah, thanks for listening.